Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today's November 30th, 2020. And today is Monday morning. It's also Cyber Monday. Lots of deals online, so check them out. But first, looking at the highlights of the day, the Dow Jones slides in pre-market trading. And looking at the economic events of the day, just one event coming out. It's going to be all day today. OPEC meeting today regarding output of oil as it's sliding pre-market. We're going to take a look at that as well. So looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro and the Aussie dollar on their highs, but will they continue? While we're looking at the indices tumble, the Dow Jones down 300 plus points in pre-market trading, while the Nasdaq retraces as well. Now looking at commodities, oil and gold down both. Okay, gold's been sliding over the past week. Lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin continues to show strength as it's trading above 18,000 once again. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first start out with the Euro USD at a weekly chart, okay, and you could see pretty much we're up here hovering near the 120-ish level, just shy of it, okay. Now the markets are tumbling, which means that the dollar generally, when the Dow Jones slides, it means that the dollar gets stronger. So I do expect a retracement here, but in case we do not get it, and in case this goes higher, this will really be a moment where we may actually break out higher on the upside. So keep this on your radar today, because if we do break this 120-ish level and sustain above it, this will be momentous, because we do expect the dollar to actually retrace here. Looking at the Aussie dollar as well, inching higher, but not breaking it out high enough, okay? Not really having that oomph that we're looking for. Now, jumping into the Dow Jones before we do the commodities, you can see that we're sliding here. If we look at a 1-hour chart, we slid this morning over 400 points, okay, down to 29,600 right now, but we were trading at 29,480. So that was a decent retracement already pre-market, as the markets are actually taking into the new news that the second wave is hitting in full steam, meaning we're going into a second lockdown. Will there be a second stimulus in the United States? That's the major question. So the markets are reeling right now from what is transpiring altogether. Now jumping back in commodities, gold retracing down to 1779. Okay, we did have a decent support level at this 1850, and you saw we broke that. Once we broke that, that was it. Okay, now we do look like we're getting closer to a bottom here, at least on the short term, because this 1767 was a previous resistance-ish level. Okay, so this is really why the technicals, and you don't have to do any fancy stuff here. Okay, look at that. Okay, if you draw an imaginary line, that's your subsequent support, and sure enough, we're bouncing right off of it. So this may be an interim bottom for the price of gold. Okay, so something to consider as we continue trading this. Now looking at oil, okay, big news coming out today with OPEC, whether or not they're going to increase output in the anticipation that the markets will be somewhat reviving themselves in the first and second quarter of 2021. So looking at it right now, we're trading at 44.63 down about $1.50. Okay, no big deal, but still enough to really, kind of perk our eyes to say, hey, how further down could we go? So really, we could go further down to 43.20. Okay, that would be my next support level here. Okay, we may see some, consolidation at this area, but nothing really to give me the impetus that we're going to continue breaking out, on the high side. Now, if they do decrease output in order to sustain the price, then this may test its highs again. So something to consider today. Now looking at the Nasdaq, okay, also retracing here from 12,300-ish level down to 12,200-ish level. Not a big deal, but remember, it's a 2-to-1 from the Dow. So if the Dow is down 300 points, the Nasdaq will be down about 150 points. So relatively, it's sustaining itself. Now last Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving, normally a bullish day in the market did close up, although it, opened down. Okay, but looking at the individual stocks, nothing to really write home about. Okay, Apple really just trading sideways at 114. Facebook just up at 275. Microsoft also that 214, 215-ish resistance-ish level. So if this does sell off today, it would be quite normal. Now, looking at Alcoa, still very strong, above $20 a share. Okay, so the old school stocks are still pretty strong. If we look at JP Morgan also relatively strong here, 121, even though it retraced a little bit, but it's still hovering on our highs. Okay, if it does show us some weakness, it'll show it by breaking this 120-ish level. Now, looking at Bitcoin, this is something of interest. Okay, it's going for that second run. Okay, we had a little bit of a retracement last week once we hit this 18,900-ish level, but we're challenging it again. We're getting close to it. So this may be a point of contention today if this does break above it. Now remember, today is Cyber Monday. Today is the largest online sales, single day sales generally for the year. Okay, so that may fuel Amazon. Now, Amazon has a behemoth of a stock trading at $3,187, excuse me. So it does look like it does want to, challenge this 32-ish level, and something to keep an eye out. Okay, we may just be consolidating in this area, as also the market effects as we go into this week. Remember, this week is the last NFP of the year, so a lot of significance going into that. So with that said, ISM manufacturing number coming out tomorrow. On Friday, we have that NFP number that's coming out. So that's going to be for the month of November. That's really an important number because that may set the tone to how December will be. Okay, December, generally speaking, Thanksgiving to the end of the year, December is generally a bullish time for the markets. Okay, as the markets, as people are spending more money throughout the holidays, the anticipation. So something to consider going into the end of the year. So with that said, we may have a sluggish Monday, but as the week cooks on, we should see some things picking up. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.